Hi friends, Joseph Anthony here, and I wanted to do this quick update here. This one I've called emergency broadcast because everything seems to be escalating as predicted here on this channel. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been trying to warn everyone that things are going to continue to escalate as we go into the fall of 2024. I said this at the beginning of 2024 from my astrology. I said we need to watch July and August and September, October, November. And it seems to be, coming into view what is actually happening. And I want to do this quick update video to give you an idea of what's going on. Many people have been contacting me. Oh my God, what should I do? What should I do? I'm not sure. Listen, it's late in the game right now, but you still have an opportunity to prepare yourself psychologically and physically. But this is not going to end. We are entering that danger zone. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a whole, hour live stream on YouTube on August 11th. So this is what's going on for those of you that are paying attention. And I've tried to post it on my social media platforms, but I want to put out this video here to give you a little bit of an update of what's going on and give you an idea what the astrology is suggesting. Okay, so first of all, if you didn't get an opportunity, check out my new moon video because I really go in depth there with the charts. And I show you how this month is such a chaotic month. And it's going to get stronger and stronger as we get towards the 19th of August. And so we're just beginning to see the beginning stages of all this nonsense. So first of all, if you haven't been watching the news or anything, markets around the world are starting to collapse. And this is all orchestrated. This is all being done on purpose. The big corporations, the big stock brokerage houses are selling short or they're just pulling out, and investors, it's scaring investors. And we could see this going on. Now, there was all kinds of indications that things were changing behind the scenes. If you've been following the real news about what China's been doing, what Japan has been doing, and what other countries have been doing. They've been slowly getting rid of their treasury notes and anything associated with the U.S. dollar. And there have been major announcements that have been made about the dollar. Nobody wants to take it. Nobody wants to use it. And again, this is all being orchestrated on purpose. And you don't have to take my word for it. This wonderful woman here who has been talking about this for several years, this is Whitney Webb. She's got tons of videos on YouTube you can listen to. And she's been talking about how these big criminal entities are basically going to collapse the economy and basically go to a new digital currency. This is what she's been saying, and she's been right on the money. And she's not the only one. Obviously, David Icke has been doing this for many years, talking about how they've been planning the systematic collapse of the dollar, and they want to cause chaos, and they're doing it right now. They're causing chaos all around the world in order to hide this. So you cause the chaos, and then you offer the solution. As David Icke would say, problem, reaction, solution. But she goes very detail-oriented, in-depth with who's doing it and what company and what people are doing it. And so she's apolitical. She's not for the right or the left. She understands politics at its core. And this is what you need to understand. So if you have money in some of these big criminal banks, you need to move it out of there into credit unions. You need to keep it at home. You need to have, 10% of your net worth in gold and silver in your possession. You need to own property, especially if it's paid off. You need to have supplies. I say 3 to 6 months, but it's looking like more like 6 to 9 months of supplies. And that means because prices are going to go up and things are going to continue to go up, and there may not be the items on the shelf. And speaking of that, I found a video. Actually, I've had a video for a while now that I'm going to share with you at the end of this presentation that you must listen to. This is from an insider who is highly speculating on what is going to take place. So if you want to know what it's going to look like when we come to November, this guy, whoever this guy is, really knows his stuff. And this is, the only reason I give him any credibility is because this is what I saw coming in 2009 when I had that vision about 2024 into 2025. We were all standing around wondering what the hell is happening, like we were in shock. And so this guy is suggesting what is really possible that's going to occur before the November elections here in the United States. And it's starting to look that way. So let's hope I'm wrong, and let's hope, things change. But I got to be honest with you folks. There's going to be some pain. I'm sorry to have to say that. And I'm not trying to be negative or fear-based. At least you guys, those of you that are smart enough to know what's going on, you prepare. You just prepare. You keep preparing, and if nothing happens or it's not as severe as we think it is, okay, great. You've got supplies, you've got money out of the criminal banks, you've got gold and silver, which is going to go up. As a matter of fact, it's already been going up. So you've got something of value. You've got something physical and tangible until we get out of this nightmare. So this is going to be very important. So please watch Whitney Webb's videos and understand what's actually happening. She's a fantastic reporter and researcher. And so she's got a lot of credibility because she shows you the connections. Okay. So anyway, we also see the escalation of riots in the UK. That is nonstop, and I different sources. I've even got people that have contacted me and said, "You're not kidding about the riots here. It's getting really ridiculous." So people in the UK are sending me information that it's actually getting out of hand over there. So this is again the beginning stages of this chaos that's going on, and it has a lot to do with these illegals that have been, paid to come to Europe, to come to the United States, to come to all these other countries to cause chaos. Remember, the same psychopaths that run the planet are doing this on purpose to cause chaos, to separate humanity, to cause division between people. So this is what's going on in order for their agenda to push their agenda. So we also see this craziness over here. Biden and Kamala are being briefed about attacks that are going to happen with Israel. And this is us as of today, I believe. Yes, August the 5th. Today is the 6th. I'm doing this video on the 6th. So we see this escalating as well. And by the way, Julian Assange has been talking about this for years, okay? So if you really want to understand why this country is such a pain in the ass, is because they are causing the chaos in the Middle East. And remember, it's all about control and causing chaos. And this country has been causing a lot of chaos in that region, okay? I'm not saying they're the only ones to blame, but remember, the psychopaths that run the planet love chaos. So they needed a country to cause chaos in that region. So they're just one of several countries that are causing chaos. But again, all roads lead to the Vatican. As I've been saying, and I've pointed out in other videos, this is not about this one particular country. They own the Vatican, which runs everything. And then Washington, D.C. is the military might. And London is the financial capital, and Israel is sort of the intelligence agency of the world. Okay, so this is what's going on, and he's known this for a long time, and he's put this information out from his sources that have been feeding him information. Again, if you connect the dots, you'll see all of this stuff. Now, here's a wonderful quote from a fabulous president who knew what the hell was going on. Okay, I'm not going to read it for you, obviously because of the AI censorship on here. And so you really want to understand what's going on. This has been going on a long time, ever since the Federal Reserve was created in 1913 here in the United States. They have been controlling politicians on both sides of the aisle. And we have been trying to get away and push away from these criminals, these entities around the world that have been controlling society. And President Kennedy knew all this, and he was killed for it, because he really did not want to participate in that nonsense, and he started printing or trying to print our own currency, the greenbacks, just like Lincoln did in the 1800s, around the Civil War time. He was shot and killed as well. It's the same criminal banksters that have been doing this all along, okay? And they've been unfortunately controlling the United States for a couple of hundred years, ever since we broke away from England. There's evidence that these criminal banksters, who are the same, we're talking about the Vatican, the Rothschilds, they have been trying to control the United States through central banking. So anyway, you could read this quote for yourself. I mean, he knew this was coming. Anyway, so besides all that nonsense going on, we have the sun acting up. As I've predicted, we are going into really a maximum time where the solar activity is going to increase. Now, as I said, I'm doing this video on the 6th. As we go into the 19th, the energy of the solar events are going to increase, because it just makes common sense when you're studying this stuff and you see Mercury's in retrograde And you see some other planets in very difficult alignments after the 14th. This is pulling on the sun's magnetic fields. And we are right there, and we've got to keep an eye on this because, again, this could cause blackouts. This could cause radio issues. And more importantly, it affects our moods, our minds, our physical body. Because these waves come in and you all of a sudden feel tired, or you feel energized, or you feel like you're losing your mind. That's how important this stuff is, okay? So it's not to scare anyone, it's to prepare you. So pay attention because these flares are acting up. We also have some strangeness going on here in Arizona. This was this morning all over social media and on X, so I reposted it from my Facebook account. Tornado watches in Arizona. Now, this is normal that we get monsoons here in Arizona, but tornadoes? And so here, this is August the 6th. This is being done on August the 6th. So they're suggesting either tonight into tomorrow, we could have some severe weather in the middle part of the state. Now, whether it's being artificially created, it's hard to say, but we do have some hurricanes in the Gulf Coast and going up Florida and going up the southeast of the United States. So there could be some heavy wind from that, and maybe they are enhancing it. I don't know, but this is very strange to have tornadoes, statements issued about tornado watches. I mean, our monsoons are pretty severe here. But again, now you know why I'm in northern Arizona right now, is far away from, these zones because of the weather and strange anomalies that are going to continue to occur this month. So if you're in these regions, pay close attention to the weather. All right. Now, let me go give you a little overview of the astrology charts, and this is why it's so important. So what's happened since the 4th with the new moon activating this part of the chart? We had Venus later on that day also go into Virgo. We have Mercury now officially in retrograde, and these two will be joining up tomorrow. Together, that will be called a conjunction. We have the transiting moon also in Virgo. Now, remember, Virgo is nervous energy. It activates the nervous system. It activates the digestive system. So we're over-worried and overthinking. And the reason these are important is because they will make tough alignments to Mars and Jupiter as we continue. So as you can see here, the moon is already transiting as I'm doing this today. It's 9 degrees squaring, which is a tough alignment to Mars. So today into tomorrow, the energy is very chaotic. It's very nervous oriented. It's very anxiety ridden. Okay. Then we have Mercury backtracking and conjuncting Venus. Also can be very chaotic. Anything to do with food, weather, strangeness, anxiety, all of this. I've had some people contact me going, something's wrong with you. I don't know what's going on. I feel sick. I'm like, do you understand that the astrology is indicating all kinds of Virgo, which rules the health and mental health, also is being activated right now. And eventually Venus will also be squaring Mars and Jupiter, which is going to start on the 14th all the way through the 19th. So we have some heavy energy. But not only that, when Venus got into Virgo, right away it ran into Pluto. So right away we saw the issues with the weather. We saw the issues with the markets. We saw all those issues. See how powerful Pluto is? Symbolically, Pluto represents transformation, death and rebirth, change. And so this guy is very active, okay, sitting in the shadows right now. And so this is all in the mix right now over the next couple of days. The next wave is going to come tomorrow and into the 8th as the portal of the Lion's Gate gets activated as well. So we're not out of the woods with the energy level. So watch the cosmic activity, watch the weather patterns, watch the nonsense going on in the Middle East. Okay, this is all sort of bubbling. But once we get closer to the 14th, I would say after the 10th through the 14th, the energy starts going way up again. And now we are in what I'm calling the danger zone or the chaos zone. And so from there on to about the 21st, we are in that zone. So again, it's a very chaotic time. Mercury is retrograde, confusion, uncertainty, anxiety, stress. So again, for you folks that are listening for the first time, don't take this stuff personally, like you're the only one going through this. Everyone is feeling this. Everyone's feeling a little jumpy or edgy, okay? So you stay still, you realize what's happening, you prepare the best way you can, and just keep an eye on everything. But don't get wrapped up in it emotionally. Oh my God, end of the world. Oh my God. No, it's not the end of the world. It's the end of a system that is so corrupt that it's being exposed. And myself and many others are exposing this corrupt system. And so we're going to go through a year or two of this changeover. And this is why you need to prepare. Okay? So stay out of fear. Anyway, this is what's going on. But this is the video that I want you folks to listen to. Okay? This is from SG Anon. I've been listening to him on and off for many years. He decoded a lot of the 17th letter of the alphabet type of stuff. And a lot of it's actually happened. But again, for those of you that don't know what the 17th letter of the alphabet is, and that, it's a military psyop, trying to get people to understand what's going on through a military filter. Okay? Now, why this one is so important is because some sort of insider has come on and sent this guy an email and said, this is how it's going to unfold. This is what I see coming. Now, the reason he has done this is because he claims to know what's actually going on. Now, if you read this, the 10 Days of Darkness has been all over the internet the last four years or so. And notice the dates he gives, from the 5th through the 15th. Now, this, I think, is going to happen before the November 5th election. And this is why I've said since the beginning of the year, we are not going to have an election in the United States. This is one of the reasons. But the other reason is because there could be some solar activity that really knocks out power. So there's going to be this weird energy that we're all going to be experiencing from now into November and then some. So this is the overview. Now, go to the 11, if you don't want to listen to the first 10 minutes or so, he starts with that email at about 11 minutes. I left a link down below. You'll want to listen to it. And for many of you that don't know what's going on, this guy gives you a detailed overview of what's going to happen in these 10 days, of how the markets are going to go down, how the chaos will start. And this is all planned and orchestrated. Okay? So you don't want to believe any of it. You just take the information, you prepare for it as best you can, and you go, okay, if it doesn't happen, great. If it does happen, I'm ready. You understand? That's the name of the game. But there's still going to be tons of people out there that are going to overreact and have no clue what's going on. And they're going to, run around like chickens without heads. And that's unfortunate to see. So, but those of you that are smart enough to listen to what I have to say, listen. Do not believe anything. Just prepare out of, necessity and without fear. That is my suggestion. The best way you can. Okay? But this is just little tidbits of information that are showing us the possibility of the near future. That's all it is. The astrology and my visions are saying the same thing. There is no way we're getting out of this time frame without some chaos in the United States. I'm sorry to have to say that. It pains me to say it. I know, but there's no way we make a switch over. Even if Mr. T gets elected, he's still going to have a real tough time for the first 6 months or so. And I've already pointed that out in some of the other videos, so I'm not going to reiterate it again. But this video is very good at, showing you or the possibility of what could happen as we get closer to the November election. Okay? So join me this Sunday on August 11th. I will be doing a live stream, Entering the Chaos Zone. And if any new information has come up between now and then, I will provide it or share it with you. But I will show once again the astrology, talk about the astrology as we enter the 14th through the 19th and the 21st. We are in that chaos zone that I'm talking about. Okay? So join me there. And if you're interested, and, this is a way of sort of providing a little gift for all of you listening. My team has found a numerology report. It's a free mini report. And if you want to purchase the longer report, you're more than welcome to, and so this is a link. There's a link down below for this report. Of course, I talk a lot more in depth in my inner circle community. There's the free community on the left, Astrology with Joe. And of course, I have the inner circle, which I do a Zoom call every week with my members. And we go as deep as possible. You could ask me any questions you want there. And so check it out. There's a link down below for astrologyjoe.com. All right. Anyway, friends, as we get through these crazy times, remember, we are spiritual beings having the human experience. That's the best advice I could give anyone. Remember who you are. not what you have, what titles you have, or what you don't have, or fear about other things. Those are just experiences. Anyway, do the best you can, and I will see many of you guys soon. Bye for now.